for 6'8", 235-pound senior. Out of Davenport, Florida, give it up for number 30, Deshaun Elms. Head coach of the Lions is out front here. And his assistant.
We are live from the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center here, getting set for men's action on opening round. Back-to-back men's contest to finish our day of coverage here on day 2 of the tournament, still opening round of it. Right now, it'll be the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University getting set to meet the Lions of Paine College in men's action. Tuskegee coming in number 2 in the West, and the Lions of Paine College coming in number 7 in the East. Teams met once during the course of the regular season, and Tuskegee won that battle against Lane College, or against Paine College, but now we are in the tournament, so things can happen. We'll see what happens on the floor. These teams, with Tuskegee at 17-9 overall and 14-5 in conference play, will meet the Lions, who finished at 4-20 and 4-15. So that would suggest that Tuskegee may have an upper edge just based upon scheduling, but you never know based upon how these teams perform in a tournament and with all the significance of what it brings for each school. Players being introduced here inside the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center. And for the Lions of Paine College, they'll shape it up this way with Markel McCullum, Keon Williams, Bryce Lattimore, Jamal Hinckley, and Deshandrick Nelms starting for the Lions of Paine College, led by interim head coach Alfred Beard. And for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, 2 players on that team, on the first all-conference team, one on the first team, one on second. They'll go with Caleb Morton, the junior from Brooklyn, New York, Greg Boyd, the junior from Seat Pleasant, Maryland, Deshaun McMillan, the junior from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and James Eads, the senior from Orlando, Florida. Eads, the first-team all-conference player for Tuskegee, and Miles Thomas, the senior from Bainbridge, Georgia, the all-SIAC second-team pick for the Golden Tigers. Golden Tigers, coached by Benchy Taylor. He is in his first year at Tuskegee, but a long resume of coaching for Taylor as he comes into Tuskegee. So set to begin action now with the men in this opening round soiree between the Lions of Paine and the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. And Tuskegee gets on the board first at the tip, with Greg Boyd going the length and laying it in for the Golden Tigers. Basketball stolen in the backcourt now by Tuskegee. Millington will get the credit for the steal, and they work it into the front court with Boyd handling now. 6 ball games on tap today from the SIAC. We are down to number 5 and number 6 to follow. Steal there by the Lions. They'll go back the other way in the reverse lay-in. That's nicely done by Bryce Lattimore, the freshman from Atlanta, for Paine. Right side now, Tuskegee turns it inside the paint. Turning with the jumper there is Miles Thomas, the senior from Bainbridge, Georgia. Soft touched by him to get that basket. Teams met on January 6th in a 71-60 win for the Golden Tigers. Basketball at the sideline. Teams giving chase. It will stay with Paine on their end of the floor. 18:58 left, first half just underway. Flo Hoops continuing coverage of the 2019-2020 SIAC basketball tournament. Basketball near the mid-stripe. Paine runs it down. Left corner jumper by Keon Williams. He nets that one for the Lions of Paine College. Good turn and look with the basket by Williams, his first 2 of the ball game. Lions showing spread 2-3 defense. Tuskegee works it around the perimeter. Eads handles. Now back across the floor they go to Millington. Millington behind the arc. 10 to shoot now for Tuskegee. This is Thomas. Thomas floats the jumper from behind the arc, but that one's off the mark. Rebounds cleared by the Deshandrick Nelms for Paine College, as Lattimore comes across the timeline now. They work a weave out front, popping a 3-pointer from downtown. An airball shot there by Lattimore. The basketball over to Tuskegee. Morton, the junior, handles the basketball and runs the offense for the Golden Tigers. 8 points, 2 rebounds, for him during the course of the season game average. Works to the right side now. Slides all tried to go through that hole, couldn't get there soon enough, so he pulls back with the pass. And this is Millington handling the basketball. Across the floor they go. They push it in the corner. Eads pops a three-pointer. That shot's off the mark. So the Lions back the other way. Tied at 4. They work it down at the block left corner. This is Nelms. Works to paint. Had it tapped from behind, and the turnover over to Tuskegee. Boyd down in the corner. Eads again. Same result. Bounced on the rim. Had a chance to fall good for him, but it did not. Paine takes it off the rim, and they have it on there into the floor. Out front jumper there. That one short by McCullum. Fresh 20 for Paine as they got the rebound. Sliding the paint. Floater with the right hand. That's nicely done by Nelms to get the basket. Nelms, the junior from Davenport, Florida. 6.3 points on the regular season per ball game. 6-4 lead for the Lions of Paine. Tuskegee working there into the floor now. Back out front, they push it. Morton. And down in the corner, handling it is Millington. He's free, pops a jumper, can't convert. Basketball chased down and saved by Williams for the Lions, and they go back the other way. Latimer across the timeline. Boyd with the defensive assignment on him. Latimer had it stripped away by Boyd. Good defensive work there by him for Tuskegee. Leaves it back to a trailing Millington. Millington goes to the left hand and rolls it in nicely for the basket. Tied at 6 after the work inside by Millington on the lay-in. A timeout coming with 15:40 left in the first half. Teams tied at 6 each. Trading baskets early here in this men's contest from the SIAC as you see the left-hand finger roll there by Millington to get that basket for the Golden Tigers. Take a break here. More men's action on Flo Hoops. Back to live action after the timeout. It'll be the Lions inbounding the basketball far side of the floor, tied at 6 each. Winner of this ball game pushing into quarterfinal action on Thursday at 7:45. They'll meet the winner of the ball game that comes up after this between Morehouse and Lane. Right side all the way to the hoop. That's San Martin Rozier, and he's able to lay in that basket for the Lions of Paine. So the sophomore Rozier off the bench and makes a contribution immediately to the scoring column. Down at the block, they challenge Thomas and they reject his shot, and Lions coming back the other way now. Thomas had some space there at the block, but they converged on him and blocked the attempted lay-in. We go back the other way after the turnover by the Lions on their end of the floor.
Joshua Culver checks in for the Tigers.
So Boyd handling, comes up the floor. Tuskegee trailing by 6-8 lead to the Lions of Paine College. Millington thought about a three, but that defense caught up with him. Boyd will take the three. He missed on the shot, but his errant shot is run down by Miles Thomas in the corner. They work it on the inside, and they got it to Joshua Culver, the senior who just got on the floor. And Culver, with some instant offense for Tuskegee, scores in the paint. Tied at 8 now. Rozier handles out front for the Lions. On the weave, it's Williams with it. Nice give and go to Rozier. Had to give it up in the corner. Free for the basket is Markel McCullum. McCullum behind the line. He'll give him 3. Correct, I want to say it's only 2 now. 10-8. The lead to the Lions of Paine College. Back the other way now in traffic. And the basketball's tapped out of bounds by Boyd defensively for the Tuskegee team. Back on that replay, look at McCullum behind the arc. and knocks down that three. Good pass by Rozier under the basket. They collapsed, and McCullum free for that jumper. McCullum once again now in traffic inside the paint. Shot it to the cylinder, missed on the shot. Rebound cleared by Miles Thomas. Down the floor, Boyd fires a three-pointer, and he connects for the Golden Tigers. Tuskegee with an 11-10 lead after that basket. Back the other way, a little give there inside the paint to the rack, and a foul there. Nelms will go to the line to shoot for the Lions. Culver picks up that foul. And Deshaundrick Nelms, the junior from Davenport, Florida, will be shooting 50% on the season from the free throw line. And Nelms good on the first. Quarterfinal action tomorrow here from the Rock Hill Sports and Event Center. Action starting at 1 o'clock tomorrow with women's play and alternating between women and men until we get the 4 games in on Wednesday, same on Thursday. And then we go to the semifinal round on Friday. Lions take the lead after the free throws, 12-11. Millington out front. They left him alone, and he shot the air ball. Couldn't resist that. Had a good look, just not enough on it to get it to the cylinder. Mike Evans, a sophomore, in on the floor now for Coach Bentley Taylor and the Tigers of Tuskegee. Charles Fairchild on the floor now for Coach Alfred Beard and the Lions. Sliding inside the paint is Jamal Hinckley, and whistles in the corner. The basketball was knocked out of bounds, and it was knocked out of bounds by the Tigers of Tuskegee, and it will stay with the Lions. 15 seconds to shoot on the clock for them as Fairchild sets to inbound the basketball. Officials conferring now. I think they're looking at that 20-second clock, saying it should have stayed at 15. They'll set it at 15 as the Lions inbound it in the corner. Rozier out front. Gives it over to Emerson Offord. Offord had it swiped near the mid-stripe and back the other way with a foul there. And Offord just there quickly to offer his assistance and pulling Joshua Culver up, letting him know that that wasn't intentional. All I was trying to do was grab you to stop you from getting it. And they're going to say it was a flagrant foul, and that will require a shot there, a free throw for Culver after the intentional flagrant foul there by Offord. So Culver to shoot it. And he can't convert on that one. .46 left, first half of play. Culver can't convert on that. On the shots from the line. Basketball will still belong to Tuskegee, though. Boyd will inbound it right of the cylinder. Steal by Offord. You see it on the replay. Off of Offord. And Culver wrapped up there by Offord. And right at the end of that play, he tried to show exactly what his intentions were not. A great show of sportsmanship there, but the foul was called nonetheless, the flagrant. Culver in the corner, pushes back out front to Eads. Eads gives it over to Evans. Now Boyd behind the arc. Eads behind the arc, fires a three-pointer, left it short, but is tapped around in and out of the cylinder by Thomas. Now he'll got another look there and a whistle, and they're going to wave it off with the travel. So Tuskegee kept it on the cylinder for a moment, just not able to close the deal with the basket. A couple of taps around in there with Culver and Thomas. But at the end of the day, they go back the other way with the Lions handling the basketball and a 1-point lead. Fairchild on the weave to Hinckley. Back out front. This is offered for three. Rattled it and popped it out of there. Eads clears for Tuskegee. As Evans runs it up the floor. At the block, Culver. Across the floor, Eads now. Quick ball movement with Boyd settling on the three-point shot off the mark, but there on the inside is Miles Thomas, the senior, sliding in to follow up and get the lay-in. So Tuskegee with a 13-12 lead now with 11:40 left in this first half of play. Offered on the weave. Or Mosier, that is, on the weave now. Offered with the basketball. In the paint, the lefty floats it there, and he got the basket. A little seesaw in the lead now as Paine has it, 14-13. Evans, back to Boyd. Over to Eads. At the block, Culver. Boyd's free, pushes the three, can't find the range. Run down by Fairchild and the Lions. Offered out front. And it's loose on the floor. Fairchild got a hand on it, and he'll be able to pick it up and go back into the forecourt. Play clock down to 10, and whistles on his penetration right side. Ball was called on Eads, and that's his first. Eads, first team all-conference selectee for this year, picks up his first personal. Timeout coming with 10:40 remaining in the first half, and it comes with the Lions protecting a 14-13 lead over Tuskegee. Let's take a look on the inside at some of the play in this first half from the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center. Back after the timeout. First round's men action. Tuskegee and the Lions of Paine College. 10:40 left in the first half. Winner trying to push on to quarterfinal play on Thursday. At the line, it's Charles Fairchild, a freshman from Stone Mountain, Georgia, to shoot two here for the Lions of Paine College. They lead it by one. Paine 6 of 10 from the floor early going here as Fairchild nurses that first free throw good. And Tuskegee at 35% from the floor, 6 of 17. Fairchild good on both from the line. Paine with 5 turnovers. Tuskegee with 4 thus far. Boyd out front. Now Millington. Millington tripped there near the foul line. Offered guilty of the foul there as Millington hit the surface. Offered takes a seat now. And out on the floor is Bryce Lattimore again for the Lions of Paine College. Survey that Lion bench. Perhaps we get a shot of that at some point here in this first half of play. Limited number of players for Paine College with just 8 dressing for this ball game. Backside shot off by Tuskegee. And Paine comes back with the basketball. Pass near the mid-stripe, taken away by Culver. Up the floor to Boyd. Boyd trying to draw the foul. He did, and he'll get the lay-in. The basketball just danced around that cylinder 2 or 3 times before deciding to go good. And Boyd trying to create that contact on the transition, as you see Culver tapping it to him. And watch what Boyd does here, trying to lay his body back into the defender. And it worked well. Got the body contact, continued on the shot, and he got the lay-in. Boyd, the junior from Seat Pleasant, Maryland. Great display of basketball IQ there on that transition. Converts on the three-point play with the free throw. Tied at 16 after the basket and free throw by Boyd. Latimer out front now for the Lions. On the weave, gives it to Fairchild. Fairchild dumps it down low, inside, and a whistle on the play. As Deshaundrick Nelms going in for the dunk, he was prevented from doing that with some body contact by the Lions or the Tigers on the inside, so he will be at the line shooting for Paine. 9:41 left, first half of play. Nelms good on the first. Set for the second now. Knocks that down as well. So it's an 18-16 lead for the Lions of Paine College. Tuskegee half court set now. Millington handles out front. Now Eads in traffic and the Lions take it away. Right side comes Lattimore across the timeline. Works it to Fairchild now. Now Lattimore inside the paint with whistles on his penetration. Foul by Tuskegee on the inside. They call the foul on Caleb Morton for the Golden Tigers. Hinkle comes back out onto the floor now for the Lions. They'll be shooting. Or back into the lineup. No shooting foul there on the penetration by Latimer. Fairchild looking to the inside to inbound, but has to push it out front instead. Does so to Rozier. Shot clock already at 7 for the Lions. They got to hurry now. Down in the corner, Latimer with the floater. That one's off the cylinder, and the rebound leads to a breakout for Tuskegee. Got 3 on 2. Boyd back inside in traffic, and the Lions take it away. Nice defensive recovery there for the Lions of Paine College. They have it in a half-court set now with the 2-point lead. Fairchild surveys. Tuskegee in a 2-3 defense. As Rozier works it right side, shuttle pass on the inside, back out to Fairchild now. Leaves it behind on the lay-in, shots off the mark by Hinkle, or Hinckley. And we go back the other way now with Tuskegee handling the basketball. They push it in the corner. Eads with the jumper, knocks it down for the Golden Tigers. That's his favorite spot of the floor. Found the space there for the basket. Foul called in the backcourt. As you take a look at the jumper there by Eads, nobody within maybe 7 or 8 feet of him on that jumper. It's too much space. They call a foul on Boyd as the Lions were bringing the basketball up the floor. And a technical foul called on Greg Boyd, I believe, for Tuskegee, as Fairchild's at the line shooting the free throw, and he got the first of 2. McCullum back out on the floor now for Paine. He replaces Rozier in the lineup. Both free throws good by Fairchild. Now they will have the basketball headed back up the floor. So they lead it by 2, 20-18, and they'll have the basketball headed back. Latimer handles. We're down to 8:07 left in the first half. Down in the corner as McCullum catches up with it. 12 to shoot now for Paine. Fairchild steps in and out of the three-point range. Now 4 to shoot inside the paint. Latimer's shot rejected by Tuskegee on the inside. They want to run with it. They throw it away. Fairchild recovers for Paine. Fairchild underneath the left side. Basketball, not enough energy to get it past the cylinder for the basket. So it comes back to Tuskegee, sliding in the paint, and we're going to go back the other way. Morton inside the paint thought that he'd gotten past the block, and he thought that he was fouled. So take a look at the run out here by Tuskegee. Morton down the sideline and slides back to the inside. Thought he avoided the block, but he did not. We go back the other way now with 7:29 left and a timeout on the floor. Paine leading it 20-19 over Tuskegee. Step out for a break here from the Rock Hills Sports and Event Center with more SIAC basketball coming your way after the timeout. Back live at the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center here in Rock Hill, South Carolina. After the timeout, it'll be the Lions with the basketball. Paine at 43% shooting from the floor after the timeout at 6 of 14. And 40% shooting for Tuskegee at 8 of 20. Out front now for the Lions is McCullum handling to Lattimore now. Nice no-look pass inside to Hinckley, but he has to give it up back outside. They try to dump it down low, trying to get it in the corner, but not able to do so. And it goes out of bounds off of Tuskegee, so it'll stay with the Lions of Paine. Kingston Johnson, the freshman from Cowpen, South Carolina, out on the floor now for the Lions. And so is Keenan Williams back off the bench. Outside three-point shot drained there by Markel McCullum. McCullum, nice flex on that three-point shot. Good rotation on the ball. Makes it 23-19. Tuskegee half-court set facing that zone by the Lions of Paine College. Boyd back to Millington. Millington looking to see if he can square it inside to Thomas. Instead, on the move is Evans. He goes down at the block to Millington. Missed on the reverse lay-in. And the putback on the inside by Thomas is also off the mark. Thomas sliding in there nicely, just not able to finish. Lattimore and the Lions half-court set. McCullum pushes inside, whistles on the play, travel violation. Williams inside the paint. So the basketball back to Tuskegee now. Culver back out on the floor for the Golden Tigers. He replaced Mike Evans in the lineup. So Boyd across the timeline with the basketball. We go down to 6:15 left first half. Millington back to Boyd. Millington at the block. Bumped hard there, but no foul. Now Eads across the floor with some space. Left that one short. Rebound cleared by McCullum. And the Lions go back the other way. Down in the corner with the jumper. Williams rattled, missed a shot. Tuskegee had a hand on it. Eads was trying to pull it in, lost it. It'll stay with the Lions, and they'll have 20 seconds to shoot it. Down in that corner, Williams had a good look. A rattler would just not stay in for him. Eads takes a seat as Millington makes it back out onto the floor. Entry pass in the corner to Johnson. Back out front now, Lattimore. Now dumps it down at the block. That's nicely done as Johnson finishes. Lattimore with the heads-up pass inside the paint after drawing the defense. 25-19. Paine with the lead. Down in the corner, Millington surveys. Tries to work it out back front. Now slides back down in there and trapped in the corner as he works it back over to Thomas. 7 to shoot for Tuskegee. Boyd behind the arc, now 5 to get it up. He'll traverse the lane and draws the whistle. Foul was called on Kingston Johnson. That's his first. That'll send Greg Boyd, the junior, to the line for Tuskegee to shoot with 5:14 left in the ball game, or in the first half of this contest. And Paine leading the Tigers with a 25-19 score. But Boyd set to shoot some free throws here. connects on the first. Rattled and missed on the second. Rebound cleared by Hinckley. And here comes Paine with the basketball. Latimer up top. Gives it inside. The floater to the rack by Hinckley's off the mark. Tuskegee gives chase. They come away with the basketball. Barry Robinson, the sophomore, out on the floor now for Tuskegee. Handles it left side. Way out behind the arc is Thomas. Boyd fires one from behind the arc as well. The distance off the mark, but they get a fresh 20 after the rebound by Tuskegee. Boyd slides right side to the rack. Got the roller to fall. And Boyd will go to the line once again. Boyd at 5'10", listed on the roster. And watch him challenge the taller players on the inside. Got the basketball away from the swatting arms and got the lay-in, and he will go to the line to shoot. Johnson picked up the foul. Boyd with a chance for the three-point play. Rattled the free throw good. (25-23) Paine with the lead and basketball. As Williams handles, they push it across the floor, and knocking down another three is Mikel McCullum. So McCullum has hit 2 big 3 points here in this first half for the Lions. Protects their lead to 28-23. Millington out front. This is Thomas. Missed on his shot from out there, and a whistle, and we stay on this end of the floor. Wow, going to be Paine over the back, as Culver had the positioning. Hinckley guilty of the foul for Paine College. Timeout on the floor. 4 minutes remains in the first half. Paine enjoying a 28-23 lead over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. We'll take a break and see if it stays that way after the timeout, live on Flo Hoops. We are back live at the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center, 2020 SIAC basketball tournament. First round action for the men, with Tuskegee and the Lions and Paine College in first half action down to the 4-minute mark. And Tuskegee at the line shooting. Joshua Culver, the senior from Lilburn, Georgia, at the line to shoot. And rattles and misses the first. Winner of this ball game pushing on to quarterfinal play on Thursday. First 2 days of the SIAC tournament designated as first round play. And you go straight from those first 2 rounds into quarterfinal play starting on Wednesday, tomorrow. So Culver comes up empty from the free throw line. 5-point lead remains for the Lions, and whistles, and looks like an illegal screen. That's Hinckley guilty of that foul. 3:47 left first half. Boyd handles up front. Over to Millington. Lions have been pretty much dedicated to that zone defense in this first half as Boyd fires a three-pointer and drops it for the Golden Tigers. Boyd with his second three-pointer in this first half of play. The lead for Paine now is down to just 2 points. The left corner. 3-point shot there by Mark McCullum is off the mark, and Tuskegee can tie it up with a basket this trip down the floor. Boyd on the move, gives it back to Millington. Down at the block, Culver got behind the defense for an easy lay-in for Tuskegee to tie the basketball game at 28. 2:47 left in this first half of play. Nelms inside the paint to the rack and a whistle inside. Call is against Culver. Culver, with his second personal, sends Nelms to the line to shoot two. We're at 2:32 left first half. Team's right back at the starting point, tied at 28. Now, Nelms with the first free throw makes it 29-28 Paine. The Lions at 9 of 19 shooting from the floor at 47%. Tuskegee at 35% at 9 of 26. Rebounding edge to the Golden Tigers, 14-11. As Nelms got both free throws to make it a 2-point lead for the Lions. Jumper from the outside by Boyd is off the mark. Rebound and a put back on the inside by Mike Young, the junior from New Orleans, Louisiana, with his first 2 points of the ball game coming off of the Tuskegee bench. Tied again, this time at 30. Fairchild bounce past Latimer. Latimer inside the paint with the floater. Oh yeah, got it over the outstretched arms of Young and Culver on the inside. Boyd across the timeline. Now Millington. Robinson out on the floor. He handles and stepped on the inbound line as he received the pass from Boyd. So the turnover, that is number 9 for the Golden Tigers. Gives the basketball back over to the Lions with 1:31 remaining in this first half of play. Eads back out on the floor for Tuskegee. Paine with a chance to take their lead to 4 points with a basket. Latimer out front. Slides over with the pass to Fairchild at the block. Ran out of real estate and just went out of bounds. Not sure what he was trying to create there with that such tight space at the baseline, but could not get what he wanted and stepped out of bounds. They have just lost the basketball, leaning backwards. Thomas, foul line extended, back to Boyd, now to Eads. Across the floor, Millington. They throw it away on the inside. Chasing back the other way is Latimer. He's fouled, missed on the shot, but he will be going to the line. So they call that foul on Young, and that will send Latimer to the line for the Lions of Paine College. Latimer, 71% free throw shooter on the regular season. Shooting 2 here. Lions of Paine College, perfect from the free throw line thus far. 8 of 8. And now they go 9 of 9 as Latimer hits the first. He collects them both for the Lions. They push their lead to 4, 34-30. 48 seconds left in the first half. Boyd over to Millington. He'll cross the timeline right side. Slides all the way through to the rack and a whistle. Shot's going to fall off. Foul called on Nelms inside the paint. That's his second. You see Millington sliding left side. Difficult to tell where the contact was on that. Looks like that was a clear swat and miss there by Nelms on the inside. Raked this arm, but the arm was well over the head of Millington on the penetration. But they give him the foul. First free throw is good by Millington. And he left the second short. Fairchild rebounds for Paine College. And they go into a half-court set. And the Lions take a timeout with 31 seconds left. It's that one they don't want to burn before going into the halftime. See if they can come up with something here as a play to run time and get a basket. 31 seconds left in the half, 25 seconds left on the shot clock for the Lions at Paine College once they break out of this huddle. Another men's contest to follow after this. It'll be the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College, and the Lions are the Dragons of Lane College in our night finale. 6 ball games on tap on day 2 of the SIAC basketball tournament. After the timeout, Lions will have the basketball with 31 seconds left in the first half. See what Coach Alfred Beard has drawn up. What he didn't draw up was a steal there by Millington for the basket for Tuskegee. So Millington disrupts the plans of the Lions with the steal. Hoisting it with 19 seconds left. Not sure how much time Latimer thought was on the clock. Sure, he thought it was winding down, so he just hoisted an air ball. And now he has given Tuskegee a chance to take a lead before you go into the break. Millington with a good job of anticipation to steal that basketball. And then here, Latimer, the only explanation is that he just was not aware of how much time was on the shot clock. So that gives the basketball over to Tuskegee with just 15.9 seconds left in the first half. A chance for them to take a lead. Officials stepping in to break the huddles. Lions last year in tournament play made it all the way to the semifinals. Wins in the first round over Kentucky State, in the quarterfinals over Morehouse College, and finally succumbed to the Magicians of Lemoyne College in the semifinals, 65-58 in that ball game. So Boyd now with 10-8 left in the first half. They left him free. He's got a look. Rimmer is off the mark, tapped around. Lions clear it. They'll get it off before the buzzer, but it will not fall. So at the end of the first half, the Lions of Paine College retain the lead, 34-33 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, with 20 more minutes to play to determine who advances to the quarterfinals. Take a timeout here inside the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center and come back to get you set with first half stats and take you into second half play. Stay with us on Flo Hoops. Live inside the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center here for 2020 Morehouse basketball, or SIAC tournament basketball action. Morehouse on tap to play Lane after this contest, but at the intermission of this contest is the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee trailing the Lions of Paine College 34-33 in men's action in the first round. Winner of this contest going on to quarterfinal play on Thursday. In that first half of play for the Lions of Paine College, they did a great job of shooting from the floor in that contest at 43%, 10 of 23 shooting for the Lions. And from behind the arc, they were 2 of 8 at 25%, and perfect from the free throw line at 12 of 12. For the Tigers of Tuskegee, 13 of 32 shooting from the floor at 40%, and 13 of 17 from behind the arc, and 4 of 10 from the free throw line. Look at some of the stats on the screen. Rebounding edge goes to Tuskegee, 14-16. Teams even in assists. And as we talked about, the field goal percentage favoring the Lions of Paine College. Big category that always want to keep an eye on are the turnovers. In that first half of play, Paine had 10, and so did Tuskegee. The rebounding edge went to Tuskegee, a slight advantage there, 16 rebounds to 14 rebounds. Individual scoring in that first half, Greg Boyd with a hot hand for the Tigers of Tuskegee finished the first 20 minutes with 15 points, 5 of 11 from the floor, 2 of 8 from behind the arc, and 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Also had a steal in that first half of play. No Lion in double figures for Paine College, but they got Markel McCullum with 8 points. He went 2 of 3 from behind the arc. And Deshaun Nelms inside the paint, he finished with 8 points along with 4 rebounds, most of his points coming from the free throw line. 6 of 6 for Nelms inside the paint or at the free throw line for the Lions of Paine College. Only 1 block in the first half for each team, and steals. Paine had 6 steals, and so did the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. So as the scoreboard indicates, just a 1-point differential separates them. And that's the reason that a lot of these stats match up so perfectly as we get set for the final 20 minutes of this basketball game to determine which of these teams get the chance to play in quarterfinal action on Thursday at 7:45, with live coverage being provided on Flo Hoops for that contest as well. It's the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee trailing the Lions of Paine College as we get set to go into second half action. Quick reminder that Morehouse and Lane will be playing in the ball game following this one to close out our coverage on day 2 in another men's first round contest. Had a chance to meet some of the friends that I know from Morehouse College that were visiting here as Morehouse is getting ready to play, and some of them living here in this area. So had them on my mind when we started opening up talking about second half play in this ball game. But it'll be Morehouse and Lane coming up after this contest. Players out on the floor. And we're set to begin a countdown these final 20 minutes to determine who pushes on. Question remains, who will rise? 20 minutes, we'll find out which of these teams will rise. Out front now for the Lions, that's McCullum handling the basketball. They dump it inside, foul unextended with the jumper. The shot there by Williams is short. And we go back the other way now with the Golden Tigers handling the basketball. Millington out front. He had that big steal at the end of that first half to get the Maroon Tigers or the Golden Tigers to within 1 of the Lions of Paine. Out front now, Thomas pushes it across the floor to Boyd. Thomas turning with a jumper, can't find the cylinder on that one, and the basketball goes back over to the Lions of Paine. So Latimer handles the basketball. Williams out there with him on the floor. McCullum out on the floor. Hinckley and Nelms are the initial starting 5 for Coach Beard, starting back here in the second half. Take a look at the penetration here on the inside. Shot was off, but we're at the line with Latimer shooting, the freshman from Atlanta. He's good on the first free throw. The Lions continue to be perfect from the free throw line in this basketball game. And he goes 2 of 2. Make it 36-33. Paine with the lead. Tuskegee with the basketball now. Millington works it right side to go in the corner to Eads. Eads in traffic and threw it away. Right over to Latimer. Latimer leads a break for the Lions all the way through left side. Missed, but there's a follow-up tap on the inside. Nicely done there by Hinkle for the Lions of Paine College. So 38-33 now after the break. Couple of baskets by the Lions early on. Boyd slides it in on the pass to Thomas. They go back out front as Boyd moves left side. Floater by him in the paint. That's nicely done by Boyd. 17th point of the ball game for him as the Lions go back the other way now. To the rack, right side. Shots off the mark. And you got a blocking foul called down low. A correction going back the other way. Offensive foul called. That'll go against McCullum. So Tuskegee will have the basketball. 18:25 left in this final half of play in this men's first round contest. Whistles and a block at the baseline. Hinkle was trying to get there, not able to get there soon enough though. Non-shooting foul, and it'll be Boyd to inbound it right of the cylinder for Tuskegee. Up top, Morton. Inside the paint, that's Eads, misses on the shot. Basketball tapped around, finally cleared and wrapped up there by McCullum. Tries an outlet pass, overshoots Latimer there in front of the Paine bench. So the basketball back over now to Tuskegee. Boyd across the timeline. They work at the Eads, back to Morton in the corner. Now entry pass to Thomas. Thomas to the rack, fights his way there and got the basket. Make it 38-37 after this basket inside by Thomas. Nelms foul line extended and answers right back for the Lions. Nelms with an even 10 points now in the ball game. Eads lost his dribble for Tuskegee behind the arc. We're down to 17-15 left in this contest. Boyd out front with 10 to shoot now for Tuskegee. Got to hoist it. Boyd does. Tries to bank it there. Can't get it to the cylinder. Rebound cleared by the Lions. Hinckley comes away with it. He'll give it over to Latimer. As we go under 17 minutes left. Pass deep in the corner. Back to Nelms. Across the floor inside on a whistle there on the travel violation by Hinckley. 40-37. Paine leads it. Entry pass trying to get at the block. This just taken away as it pass was shot past Thomas inside the paint and picked up at the baseline by Hinckley. Behind the arc for three. The jumper there by McCullum is off the mark. That leads to a run out by Tuskegee. They got a 4-on-2 all the way to the rack. Millington will get the basket and he will go to the line. Rebound when it arcs so far away from the cylinder after a missed shot. This is what it turns into. This time a 4-on-2 by Tuskegee. Nice look off there by Millington and to the rack for the lay-in. Rattles the three-point play after the free throw. Ties the game at 40. Across the floor, Latimer handles. Tuskegee slides back into defense in the half-court set. Nelms, foul line extended. They left him there. He makes them pay again. That same spot for him is a good spot up. At the sideline, basketball will stay with the Golden Tigers. With a timeout on the floor. 15:56 remains, and the Lions of Paine lead it 42-40. As you see the action at the sideline, good aggressive work there by McCullum, almost coming away with a deflection and turnover. 42-40, Paine leads. Take a break here. Back with more on Flo Hoops. After the timeout, 15:59 remains in the contest. Basketball belongs to the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. They trail by 2. Boyd received the inbound pass. He will work at top of the key. Left side, Morton on the move. They try to dump it down low to Thomas. He's there, free for the easy dunk for the Golden Tigers inside. He got behind the defense, and they got the entry pass there to him. There's a steal there by the Golden Tigers. They come back the other way with Millington on the lay-in. So Tuskegee claims the lead now with 15:31 left in the ball game. Contact at the mid-stripe. And a foul will be called against Tuskegee. Paine College, you can see there having that ball deflected, and a good defensive effort there to keep it on the floor by Millington to get it to Boyd, who got it back to him for the lay-in. Just an extraordinary effort there to sideline by Millington. Paine at 44% from the floor now, 13 of 29. Tuskegee at 41%, 16 of 39. Half-court set for the Lions, who trail now by 2. There is Millington again, almost coming away with another steal. Instead, Latimer back the other way. This one's tapped away by Boyd, and this is a true steal for Tuskegee. 3-on-2, back to Boyd. Raises, fires a 3, hit the back of the iron. A rebound comes clear to Hinckley and the Lions. Fairchild back out on the floor. Over to Nelms. Nelms doubled near the foul line. Deep in the corner now. This is Hinckley. Shot clock at 10. Fairchild entry pass Nelms. Foul line extended. Same result. He's been in that position last 3 trips down the floor and turned them all into baskets for the Lions. Nelms with 14 points in the ball game. Eads surveys back to Morton. Boyd, that is. Boyd over to Millington and taken away by the Lions now. Fairchild runs the floor right side, contact, and they're going to say he's guilty of the offensive foul. Barrington getting back down the floor in enough time to square himself defensively. As you see the run out here by the Lions of Paine College. Beg your pardon, that's Greg Boyd there setting up to take that charge for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Took one for the team there. They'll get the basketball back. The basketball game is tied at 44. As Boyd handles. Now across the floor they go to Morton. Morton threw it right into the hands of the Lion defense. So turnover number 13 gives the basketball back to Paine College. Nelms, left side Fairchild. He's on the move. Dumps it inside to Nelms. High degree difficult pass there for Nelms to handle, and he cannot. So the turnover gives it back to Tuskegee. Barrington shot partially deflected as he went to the left hand, and the basketball's loose on the floor. Paine claims it. Hinckley took it away. They go down in the corner now. Latimer, floater, right side, good by him. So Latimer with 10 in the ball game now for the Lions. Thomas back over to Morton, or Morton free and rattle. Boyd, that is, rattles a three-pointer again for Tuskegee. Boyd now 3 of 9 from behind the arc for the Golden Tigers. And they claim a lead, 47-46. Offered on the floor over to Fairchild. Down in the corner, Latimer thought about the 3. Now 4 to shoot. Fairchild backpedals, fires a 3, and rattles it from way downtown. Didn't think he was far enough back, so he took a couple of more steps backwards and then ranged with the three-pointer and knocked it down. 49-47 lead for the Lions, and the shot inside by Millington is off the mark, and he comes back in and commits the foul after missing on the lay-in. So Millington's picked up his second. 12:03 left in the ball game. Lions will have the basketball. Sanmentine Rozier back out on the floor now for the Lions Paine College. Now Fairchild, they dump it to Nelms, back out front. Jumper by Offord is off the mark and whistles on the backside. Eads and Nelms were battling for position, and Eads going to be guilty of the foul. So he'll pick up that foul, and that'll take us to a timeout with 11:42 remaining in the ball game. Lions leading at 49-47 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Step out for a break here on Flo Hoops. After the timeout, it'll be the Lions inbounding the basketball right out there. Cylinder Fairchild set to do that. Looks to the inside. Now he got Nelms free there momentarily, but he can't handle the rock, and the basketball turned over to the Tigers of Tuskegee. Turnover number 19 for the Lions. Boyd out front for Tuskegee. Over to Eads. Down in the corner. Morton fires a three-pointer. Missed on the shot. Rebound cleared by San Martin Rozier for the Lions of Paine. And he will come across the timeline with the basketball. Right side to Fairchild. Rozier pushing back to Fairchild. Down in the corner. Jumper there. Basket's going to be good. They waited and got it down in the corner, and Kingston Johnson knocks it down for the Lions. So Johnson with his 4th point of the ball game. That was a big basket by him. 10:52 remains. Paine with a 51-47 lead, and Whistles are going to wave it off. Offensive foul there against Miles Thomas, the senior. So the Lions will have the basketball. Joshua Culver back out on the floor now for Coach Benchy Taylor and Tuskegee. Rozier will handle the basketball for the Lions as he comes across the timeline. Over to Fairchild. That basketball disrupted by Miles Thomas, but the Lions able to run it down. Shot clock at 7, though. There, Fairchild knows that, goes right to the cylinder and missed on the shot. But the long rebound comes clear to the Lions, and they get a fresh 20 to work with. Alford out front, now 8 to shoot. Alford raises the three-pointer, hit the front of the iron. Rebound cleared by Greg Boyd and Tuskegee. We're down to 9:56 left in the ball game. Eads in the corner with the jumper, can't find it. Whistles on a travel violation there after Rozier fell to the surface, and they hit him with the travel. Eads missing on that corner shot, which is one of his favorite positions on the floor. And there you see Rozier falling to the surface with the travel call. So Boyd left at the cylinder for Tuskegee to shoot. Out to Martin, back to Boyd, 3 for 3, and drains another 3 for the Golden Tigers. I believe that's a set play off of the inbound play for the Golden Tigers. 51-50 after the three-pointer. Fairchild out front. And has it taken away by the Golden Tigers. Culver and Morton collapse on Fairchild, and they take it away. Good defensive work there by the Golden Tigers. Paine still leads by a point. Jumper outside by Thomas. He knew that was off the moment that he let it go, but following up on the backside is Caleb Morton for the basket. So Tuskegee claims the lead now, 52-51. Offered out front. They double up on him. Entry pass to Nelms, left side, doubled on him. Nelms got the basketball back, missed on the shot inside the paint, but gets the rebound. Latimer, left side, and lost the basketball on the penetration. 8:36 left now. And Tuskegee with the 1-point lead, 52-51. Millington across the timeline. Morton again for three, this side of the floor, and knocks it down. Back-to-back three-pointers by Boyd. Back the other way, Alford. He'll get it to stay on the cylinder and fall. Good for him. Miles Thomas commits the foul, so Alford to shoot. 8:11 remains. Take a look here at this sequence of plays as Boyd free, that kind of floating three-pointer, and knocks it down again for Tuskegee. But coming right back the other way on transition. Alford protecting that basketball against Thomas on the inside, and he got that one to stay and reverse back into the cylinder for the basket, and he converts the three-point play after hitting the free throw. And the Lions remain perfect from the free throw line. Millington trying to work his way around the right side of the floor. Alford was trailing and riding his hip, so they get him for the foul. 8 minutes left in the ball game. And a timeout taken here inside the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center. And we'll say here on this timeout. Instead, let's take a quick break here on Flo Hoops. Back live in the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center. 8 minutes left in the ball game between the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee and the Lions of Paine College. Tuskegee with the 1-point lead now. Tuskegee at 43% shooting from the floor, 22 of 51. And the Lions at 47% at 18 of 38. They remain perfect from the free throw line at 15 of 15 and 3 of 12 from behind the arc for three-point shooting. And Millington loses it out of bounds for Tuskegee on the turn. Tuskegee from behind the arc at 6 of 25 for 24%, and from the free throw line, 45% at 5 of 11. Greg Boyd, though, is a 3 of 4 from behind the arc for Tuskegee. And we go back the other way. As Latimer is fouled, as you see him on the penetration. Basketball stayed true for Latimer, so he will get the basket. And a free throw here, a chance to build on a 1-point lead for Lions now after that basket. And he knocks down the free throw. So 57-55 now. The Lions reclaim the lead with 7:45 remaining. James Eads back out on the floor now for Tuskegee. Boyd doubled out front, works it over to Eads left side. Eads over to Thomas, floater in the paint by him. He left it short. And whistles down low. So we go to a one-on-one. They say Alford's guilty of a push-off down low. So Culver to the line to shoot. So at the line, Culver shooting. Paine by 2. See Coach Beard talking to Deshaun Alford as he comes to the sideline. He did not want to come out of the ball game. But Coach Beard taking the opportunity to explain to him why. And he seems to accept that going to the bench. But rest assured, you'll see him down the stretch with 7:29 left in the ball game. Culver got the first. Rattled and missed on the second. Latimer now back the other way for the Lions of Paine College. Now he'll attack right side. Slides all the way through. Left it behind left side, but Hinckley is not able to finish. Good penetration by Latimer to get that basketball position perfectly for Hinckley, but he's just not able to convert on the lay-in. Eads rattles a jumper and he misses. Nelms clears for the Lions. We're at 6:50 left in the ball game. Fairchild on the lead behind for Latimer. Latimer to the rack. The floater is off the mark, but there's a whistle, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line. Latimer slow to get up now after the contact on the inside. 6:37 remains. Winner of this ball game to meet the winner of our night's finale, which comes up next on Thursday in quarterfinal play. Latimer misses. That's the first miss from the line for the Lions all game long. They were 16 of 16 or 17 of 17 from the line, and that one missed by Latimer. Rattled, and he missed the second one as well. Tuskegee with the basketball. Lions lead it by 1. Millington wants to work it left side on a weave, gives it over to Boyd. Boyd to Eads. Eads running jumper right side, left it short. Culver got the rebound, and he's wrapped up on the inside and a foul called. Take a look at the replay here. Eads leaving that one short, but Culver with the long arms able to go in and wrap the basketball up, and he was wrapped up on the inside. So shooting from the line will be the senior Joshua Culver for Tuskegee. Culver nets the first and brings us tied at 57. Got the second one as well. At last report from the scores table, the Tigers of Tuskegee below 50% from the free throw line. But there Culver got both of them, and it gives Tuskegee a 1-point lead. Behind the arc, hoisting a three. That's an air ball, but it comes right down into the hands of Hinckley, but Hinckley had it taken away from him. The shot was taken by McCullum behind the arc, but it fell into the hands of Hinckley. But it was quickly seized from him. Thomas on the move now. Dumps it back in the corner to Eads, who has to lunge for it. Back to Boyd for the three-point shot. He missed there on a rebound and a putback. That one spins off the cylinder. But a foul called on the inside. They call it on Nelms. You see Boyd trying the three-point shot there and able to follow that. Got the foul and had the spinner going his way toward the cylinder for a possible three-point play. Boyd got the first free throw. 27 points in the ball game for him. 9 of 17 shooting from the floor. 5 of 13 three-point. So Tuskegee opens up a three-point lead now with 5:27 left in the ball game. Up the floor. Lions in a half-court set. They work it inside. Boyd takes it away for Tuskegee. Up the floor now with the pass to Millington. Millington turns underneath, pushes back out. Foul going to be called. think they called that one on McCullum down low. The correction, they called it on Hinckley, so he departs the basketball game. And Keenan Williams comes back out for the Lions. So Millington to shoot the 2 here. First one is hard. 5:06 remains. 60-57, Tuskegee leads it. Millington trying to add more. One of 2 from the line, make it 61-57. Tuskegee jumping into full court pressure now. It's Fairchild handles in the backcourt. Now over to Latimer. Lions deep in the corner with the basketball by Williams. Shot clock at 10. Nelms across the floor. McCullum for 3, and he knocks it down. Good ball movement by the Lions. They get the 3-point shot. Tuskegee's lead now down to 1. We're down to 4:30 left in the ball game. Hard push by Millington in the paint. Basketball tapped around, comes clear to Morton and Tuskegee. Nice look at the block over to Culver. Culver not able to convert on the basket, and basketball going the other way. Certainly the officials letting them play through that little sequence of shots on that end of the floor. Check Millington out on the penetration. Some contact there on him, but no call. And as that play continued on the inside, Culver got some contact as well. But the Paine Lions come away with it with the basketball. Fairchild in the corner, pushes back out. Jumper there by Williams, rattled it good for a 3-pointer for the Lions. They collapsed the defense and kicked it back out, and Williams was there with the answer from behind the arc. So the Lions claim a 63-61 lead. Millington pushes a steal there by Latimer. 1-on-1 now. Lost the handle on it, but he regains. Missed on the shot and whistles down low. Eads trying to catch up with that play. I believe he's going to be the guilty Tiger, and he will be. And it will be Keenan Williams at the line shooting for the Lions. Timeout taken on the floor. I believe the Lions take it with 3:35 remaining. They lead at 63-61. And coming off the deck to claim that lead, they'll have a break as we take a break here at the Rock Hill Sports and Event Center with a timeout. Back with more on Flo Hoops. Back live here at the Rock Hill Sports and Event Center. 3:35 remains in this men's contest in opening round play, day 2 of first round play. The Lions of Paine College with a 63-61 lead over the Tigers of Tuskegee. And at the line for the Lions is Williams shooting, rattled and got that free throw to fall. They have only missed 1 free throw in this basketball game, or 2 on the last set there at the line. And Latimer missed both of his. As Williams got them both this trip. 65-61 now. 4-point lead by the Lions. Boyd out front. Over to Thomas. Now to Eads. Back to Boyd. Thomas is free. He'll pop a 3 and drains it for the Tigers. 65-64. Lions with the lead. Big basket there by Miles Thomas. We approach 3 minutes left now with Latimer handling the basketball out front. Tuskegee has dropped into a zone defense. Back out front now Fairchild with 6 to shoot. Cross dribble by him. Slides the paint. Floaters rejected and a whistle inside. Foul called on Miles Thomas, as Fairchild had to go to the rack with time running off of the shot clock. There on the inside. Yeah, a lot of body contact there by the Tigers, collapsing on him. So Fairchild shooting here. He got the first. (66-64) lead for Paine. Now 67-64 after both free throws are made by Fairchild at the line. Boyd across the floor to Eads. Thomas in the corner to Farrington. He'll work it out front. Play clock working its way down to 10 now. Boyd pushes to Thomas. Thomas slides in traffic across the floor. Eads for three. Rattled and he missed, but two Tuskegee players there for the putback. They're not able to convert, but they keep the basketball. Blocking foul called out front on Markel McCullum. Down to 2:18 left in the ball game. McCullum and Boyd chasing after that basketball. He's guilty of the foul, so Boyd at the line to shoot. Boyd with 28 points in the ball game. And he missed on the first of two. Set for the second, got that one. So 67-65 lead for Paine College. They have the basketball. Latimer to walk it up the floor. Swings it over to Fairchild. Now Latimer again. Shot clock down to 10. Fairchild out front. Now 7 to shoot. Latimer on the push inside now. Pushes in the corner. That's the three-point offering. And once again, it's Williams on target for the Lions of Paine College. He has hit 2 big three-point baskets for the Lions down the stretch. 1:37 left in the ball game. Thomas on the move right side. Jumper by Thomas is true. Timeout taken by Coach Benji Taylor for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. 70-67, the Lions of Paine College with the lead. As you take a look there at Thomas, ranging with his jumper to knock it down for the Golden Tigers to get them closer. 1:27 left in the ball game. We'll stay here on the timeout. And on the other end of the floor prior to that, it was Keenan Williams in the same set that we saw before. The offense for the Lions working it at the perimeter, and when they get it around 7 or 8 seconds on the clock, they'll take a penetration move, the guards will, hoping that the interior defenders will draw to stop him. Then they kick it in the corners, and Keenan Williams has been there the last 2 times to knock down a basket. Take a break here. 1:27 remaining. See who comes out on top in this men's basketball game. Back to live action with 1:27 remaining. Lions leading by 3. Trying to see if they can't hang on to move into the quarterfinals. Fairchild in the backcourt now, guarded by Ease as he comes across the timeline. Fairchild works it all the way through right side, and they'll get him for the travel violation. So the Lions try to do something a little bit different after the timeout. They wanted Fairchild to kind of go early in that set to see what he could cause in terms of perhaps a move to the basket. We're down to 1:10 left. Millington out front. Tuskegee trailing by 3, and the whistles were going back the other way. Offensive foul on Millington near the mid-stripe. Good defensive work there by Latimer to stay in front of him with a good movement. He jumped out, had his positioning there, and Farrington just ran right into him. So we're at 1:03 left, and the basketball back over now to the Lions. Latimer will be picked up by Boyd at the mid-stripe. Lions can really help themselves with a basket here and a whistle on the penetration as Boyd commits the foul. Both teams already in the double bonus, so that'll send Latimer to the line shooting. And the Lions have been so good from the free throw line. See if they can keep it going in this pressure situation. Their lead is 3. They could get it up to 5. Would make it a little bit more difficult for Tuskegee. First free throw is good by Latimer. Sets for the second of 2. Nice touch, got the same result. So 72-67 now with under a minute remaining. Tuskegee now in a half-court set. Thomas works right side, down in the corner, kicks it to Morton for 3. The rimmer spins around and off the mark. Culver there for the rebound, kicks it back to Boyd. Boyd, slide pass inside, and it's deep and on the floor. Players are scrambling for it. And a timeout taken by Tuskegee, showing some possession down low. A hustling Joshua Culver able to corral it. That pass very dangerous there by Boyd on the inside to the taller Culver. But he was able to get down there and get a hand on it with enough possession to call a timeout, recognized by the officials. 33 seconds left in the ball game. We'll take a quick break here and bring you those final 33 seconds in this exciting men's contest on Flo Hoops. Tuskegee with 12 to shoot after the timeout. Morton in the corner fires a three-pointer. That one's off the mark. Thomas goes airborne, got the rebound. He's fouled on the inside. He will go to the line. So Thomas to shoot here. Thomas, first trip to the free throw line in the basketball game. Thomas on the first, left it on the front of the iron. Tuskegee at 57% from the free throw line. And the Lions of Paine College at 88%, 16 of 18 in the ball game. Might very well be the difference if they're able to hang on to win it. Across the timeline, streaking now, is McCullum, and he is fouled with 27 seconds left. 4-point lead for the Lions. And more free throws in front of them. This time, Markel McCullum shooting. Had 15 lead changes in this ball game as McCullum sinks the first free throw. McCullum with one more coming. And he gets them both. They lead it 74-68. Boyd hustles into the front court. Lions don't have to foul anybody here, as the ranging jumper there by Miles Thomas is good with 19 seconds left. Tuskegee got that basket a little bit quicker than Miles would have liked for them to do it. I mean, the Lions would have liked for them to do it. But they went quickly there, and Thomas got the basket. So 19 seconds left now. It'll be interesting to see how Tuskegee plays this defensively. Sure, they're going to at least let maybe a couple of seconds run off to see if they're lucky enough to get a turnover. But after that, soon after that, they'll have to be thinking about fouling and trying to take their luck about maybe a missed free throw and take advantage of it coming back the other way. Lions have just shot so well from the free throw line in the ball game. You still have to entertain that as an option even with that reality. This is just not enough time to do anything else in terms of let things play out without trying to force the action early on and then forcing the foul. Latimer to inbound it. In the corner, and wrapped up immediately is McCullum. And that is exactly what Coach Taylor had instructed his players to do. So we'll go back the other way now with McCullum back at the line. He'll be shooting the free throws here. These are perhaps the biggest of the night. Shooting 2. Double bonus for both teams. Two of 2 last trip to the line. Knocked him down. McCullum on the first. That's good. All the players that shoot the free throws seem to have the same motion there, same kind of rotation. So it's certainly something that you sense that they work on as a team. McCullum for the second. Same result. Just a solid performance from the line for the Lions, which may mean the difference here. Morton hoists the three-pointer from outside, tried to bank it, but he missed it. Basketball tapped around on to stay with the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, but with 10 seconds remaining, trailing by 6. Boyd looking to the inside, has to go to Thomas in the corner instead. He fires a jumper quickly from the three-point arc. Now quickly fouled is McCullum in the corner. And Tuskegee, as they survey the board, has no timeouts left. And that's why they didn't do that in terms of a quick timeout. They burned the last one when they fouled McCullum on the previous play, sending him to the line. So 3-point lead now by the Lions. And if McCullum is able to hit these two, almost next to impossible for Tuskegee to come back. So McCullum shooting here. Morton back out on the floor now for Tuskegee. Nice rotation there by McCullum. Knocks it down calmly. 77-73. That was perhaps the most critical of the two, hitting that first one. Now for the second. Same result. Just flawless free throw shooting by the Lions. Now 6 seconds left. Tuskegee back the other way to the rack. Shot's going to be off the mark, and coming back on the playing surface was Evans to try to touch it. So with 1.2 seconds left, it looks like the lane is clear for the Lions of Paine College. They made it to the semifinals last year, and at least assured of making it to the quarterfinals with the win here over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. They win it 78-73. Tuskegee came in second in the West, the Lions seventh in the East. But as we indicated in the pregame comments to this contest, that's something that you just see on paper. What matters is what you do here when the time counts inside the tournament. And the Lions secure their road to the quarterfinals with the win over the Golden Tigers. They'll meet the winner of the ball game that's coming up next. But congratulations to first-year head coach Alfred Beard and the Lions of Paine College. They win it 78-73 over Tuskegee, and they push their way into quarterfinal action. One more contest to come for you here on Flo Hoops tonight. It'll be the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse College and the Dragons of Lane College tying up for our finale here on day 2 of the SIAC tournament. Final score in this ballgame, once again, 78-73. Paine wins it. They go on into the quarterfinals to meet the winner of this ballgame coming up next. Stay with us. We'll have that action for you live here on Flo Hoops.